Hey guys, it's FearOps here, bringing you True Talk Tuesdays. And first off, I'm going to explain why I haven't done it for the past 2 weeks. If there's ever an absence with this stuff, I'll always explain it. I won't be one of those guys that has like some stupid Facebook page, which by the way, I don't even have one, but I won't be one of those guys that's just like, oh yeah, it was mentioned on Facebook. No, that's retarded because you watch this and not Facebook. So, the reason why was I went to go upload this very same story last time, and went to go upload it in HD, everything's all nice, yada yada yada. But it turns out that it at first said it was gonna upload in 30 minutes, and then it ended up saying it was gonna take over 930 years to upload it. So yeah, that wasn't going to work. And then I uploaded the standard definition one, and that said it was going to take over 600 years. So I don't know what the heck happened. I'm probably going to upload this one in standard definition, which is like 640p, which is still not bad. Okay, so the story starts off with at the beginning. It has to deal with me getting stabbed. And does anyone know what an ice pick is? It's a thing that dudes in the Mafia would use back in the 30s and stuff. Back in the day, they used to make these two kinds of protractors. Old school protractors. They had like this 5-inch metal, shank, or I don't even know what you want to call it. Spike? Yeah, spike is the word. One of them was thin, and the other was about half the thickness of a pencil, almost like an ice pick, but not exactly. But it was a protractor. So I carried that at school because I got in trouble for carrying a knife at school a long time ago, and the reason why I did that was because I was at school one day, and this one kid who was related to the principal, who was a girl, he was related to the principal, yada yada, and he decided he wanted to go stab people one day, and I wasn't having any of that. So what I did was I hid behind a pole, and at the pole at the playground or whatever, we had sand there, so I hid behind the pole, went all prison style, took off my shoe, took out the sock or whatever, filled my sock full of sand, and I hid behind the pole or whatever, waiting for him. And he came around the corner, he was chasing girls around and chasing just people around, and I clubbed him in the head, and I just beat him furiously with it until he gave up or whatever, and then a bunch of the aides came around and took us to the office. He got off like scot clean, and I got in trouble for it, which is the reason why I got held back. And yes, this was before you couldn't get held back. Well, you might still be able to today. I don't know. I'm pretty sure something changed where you can't get held back anymore, which would have been nice for me. But I got the bad end of the stick, or the short end of the stick, however you want to call it. So I got caught for carrying a knife later on, and they put it in the principal's office, and the principal's office wasn't a normal principal's office. It had the nurse there, and had the receptionists, and the principal, of course. We didn't have a vice principal or anything like that. So they kept my knife there or whatever. They were going to give me a white slip, which is like a write-up or whatever the hell you want to call it. And I broke into there during school hours, just before school was going to end. So what happened was I went to the office. It was open for some reason. They probably didn't think I was going to do anything to it. I grabbed the white slip, took it home, destroyed it, burned it, whatever I did, I can't remember, and grabbed my knife and never brought it there again. So I ended up bringing to school these protractors. Now, one day I was at school, and I was in English class, and we were bored out of our minds, and I was carving stuff into the desk with the protractor, and these two Mexicans that I sat with or whatever that I knew, they switched spots. I had one on both sides of me, so I was in the middle of them. And one liked the Chivas soccer team, and the other didn't. And I forget what that name is. I think it started with an A. I could be wrong. Maybe you know. One was dissing the Chivas, and I was like, ha, okay, I'll go with him. So I started dissing the Chivas. I was like, the Chivas suck. He's like, shut up! And he grabbed my protractor that was on the desk and stabbed me in the shoulder, my right shoulder. And I still have the scar today. And but it was a hole. It wasn't some big fat knife thing, whatever. It was a spike, and it stabbed me there. And it was my brand new shirt that I was wearing from what do you call it, Miami Ink. And brand new shirt, first time wearing it. He stabs it, ruins it, and I'm one of those people that can clot really well. So like I'll bleed for a little while, but it won't last forever. Unless it's the fingers, then for some reason I don't clot well there. The tip of the fingers, at least. If it's the hand, then it will stop clotting. But the fingers, for some reason, I don't know why. So I devised a plan that I was gonna kick his ass. And back when I used to beat people up, I would do it a smart way, not the dumb way. And so I go to my PE locker, grab a new shirt because I kept a spare there, and I get my friend who's also a Mexican. He's about 6 foot, 250 pounds, and I tell him, because he was in my PE period, and so was the kid that stabbed me. He was in my PE period, but he wasn't in my PE class. My friend that was 6 foot, he was in my PE class. So I told him, ooh, look at this. I told him that I was gonna need help kicking his ass. Not that I need to, but I just wanted to teach him a lesson. So I had him grab his arms in the PE class or whatever. But when I was in the locker rooms, sometimes I'll beat people up in the locker rooms, and I'll do it a certain way, which I'll tell you in a second. But I told this ginger kid that sat next to me in the locker rooms that I was gonna go beat this guy's ass. He was like, okay, cool. I didn't think he was gonna do anything. Turns out when I go to kick his ass, my friend is, holding his arms behind his back, and he's like, because he's taller than the dude, he's actually like hanging him almost. And there's like this fight circle there, or whatever, like the whole fight thing, from like the TV shows, movies, you know what I'm talking about. There's the fight circle there, and what ends up happening is, there's a giant fight circle, I don't know, 30 people, I'd say, around there, just going, fight. And, what I did was, dang, these explosives are, a little ridiculous in this game. I made sure I didn't hit him in the face, because that's what you want to look out for. Because you don't want to hit him in the face, because they'll be all bloody or whatever, and they'll go to the class like, what happened? Who did this to you? It's like, were you getting bullied? Were you getting picked on or whatever? Like, even though it was the dude's fault, I just got stabbed. I didn't tell anyone that I got stabbed because I wasn't that kind of guy. I would go up to you and I will beat you up later or do something to you. I'll devise some sort of plan to hurt you. And I wanted to make sure I didn't get in trouble for it and get blamed for it, because how I say I clot really well. The bleeding stopped in the class, whatever. I sutured it, whatever, clamped it down. I did something, and it stopped bleeding. It didn't look very bad, so if you were to look at it like, oh no, you just got a little scratch on you. Well, it went in all the way. The only thing stopping the blade from going any further was my bone. If he hit me on the side of the muscle, it would have went straight through my bicep. It would have went straight through, but it stopped at the bone. So if after it was clotted and everything, and you have like a little blood scab, if you were to look at it like, oh, you just got a scratch, he didn't do anything to you. So it would be something like that. Gosh, that's really bright. So I knew what he did, and other people didn't, and I wasn't gonna say anything. I wanted to exact revenge for myself. So he's carrying him, and I'm punching him in the stomach, and there's like this little triangle piece on your ribs, and that's where, like, your sternum or whatever. That's like actually the thing that covers your lungs. So I was punching him in the stomach, punching him in the arms, punching him in the ribs and stuff like that. And I think I cracked a few ribs, but he ended up passing out or knocking out or something, and he just fell to the ground. And we just went our own business. But the interesting thing is I have no clue why there were no aides there or whatever. There was a good 30 people just chanting me on, fight, 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 and that was that was strange. Oh, you die. Sometimes I get away with fights or whatever. Sometimes I don't. But this was one of the things where they just weren't there. I don't know what the heck they were doing. It was interesting in the least. Oh, you piece of shit. It was interesting in the least, but I don't know. I really don't understand like why people like get so angry over soccer teams. Like, I really don't care what you think. Soccer sucks. It's boring. In fact, most sports suck, and that's not because I don't play sports, because I did play sports. I played football, and I was great at it. Football is the only fun played sport. I'm sorry. I've played baseball. I've played soccer. I've played... Is that it? Yeah, that's it. It's a boring sport, but for some reason soccer fans or whatever die for that shit. And it's really unnecessary. You ain't gotta stab someone for that, whatever. If the only time that you should stab someone is if, like, the only time you should really stab someone is if the guy, like, knocks up your girlfriend or whatever, or punches your mom in the face. It's just like, people don't understand these days that this isn't how you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to act this way. Just people don't understand that you can't just go around or whatever acting like you're a tough shit. You should really just mind your own business or whatever. I remember getting taught that in kindergarten, just mind your own business or whatever. And I like to live by that, because I have parents, but they never raised me. They just kind of left me at school, and that was it. And I had to learn things about life, and that's just one of the things that you don't do. So what? You insult their soccer team. It's all in good fun, because I knew both of them. And I was just like, your team sucks, because people bash me about my football team. I don't go out and stab them. I don't go, oh, you insulted my soccer team, you die. Or my football team, Don't be like the frickin' Raiders and just like, your team sucks, and then go shank everyone because your team sucks and they're dissing your team. So that's the moral of the story, and that's what happened. One of the unexpected things though that you'll find out from getting hurt like that, like getting stabbed or getting massively hurt like road rash, or just falling super hard, like you get really tired and you get really cold. And it's just like, yeah, I want to go sleep now. Like, I haven't been shot yet, but I'm assuming it would be like the same thing. You get really cold and you just want to go to sleep. That's kind of what happens. So tune in for next time, and I'll see you later.